Uh, Thank you, Professor Banduni and IESL for the opportunity given to me, especially with my request. Professor Banduni agreed to change the time of this lecture to afternoon. I mean, evening. If not, I could not really find a time in the daytime in these few weeks. Again, thank you for the opportunity. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the proper way to cite if you are using somebody else's work in your paper, in your presentation, or in your abstract, in your thesis. So that's what I'm going to do, the first part. The second part of the whole discussion is I'm going to use a software, a free one, how you can manage your references and how you store the PDFs of you collect online relevant to your research or to your thesis writing, and how to use it when you're writing the thesis. Now, I believe you might joining with your laptop. So when I'm showing you the software, you can work with me stepwise. I will try to show you how to get it done. So with me, we can really go stepwise and we can try to really uh, learn while I'm doing. So if you have any questions, you will ask, I'll answer. So quickly we try to learn the basics of how to use the software. So that's the two steps or the two things I'm going to discuss mainly. So first, let's look some of the basics when you cite someone else's work in your research or in a presentation. So let me try to share the screen. Give me 1 minute.
Mr. Kaumal, we can't hear you. Are
Uh,
you talking? Or...
no, no,
yes.
give me one
Okay.
second. I'm trying to share the screen. Give me 1 second.
All right. Okay. 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 Okay.
All right. So there's a technical issue. So I was trying to share the screen. All right. Now, first, let's try to understand how we can share something Now this is an abstract I have written. Right? Now, when you're writing something, there are two places we usually use references. The first place is in the text. So if you want to put a reference somewhere within a sentence, we call it in-text references. So there are multiple ways to put references in text, but remember there's two rules. The rule number one is if you put any reference after the full stop, if you put any reference after the full stop, then that indicates that reference belongs to the whole sentence. Now, let's say if you put number 1 here, that belongs to the whole sentence. But let's say if you put a reference after a word, then that reference belongs to that single word. So sometimes I have seen when you require to put a reference for the whole sentence, we put the reference just before the full stop. Then what's going to happen is that indicates it belongs to that single word, not for the whole sentence. So don't do that mistake. And typically, there are two types of referencing formats. So this numbering format is common in most US-based citation methods. So we are using numbers. So number indicates a particular reference. But UK-based techniques usually go as author year. So let's say Silva 2022. So this is called author year system. So based on maybe your university, your discipline, the department, and based on to what journal you are writing, they may have different referencing styles or different formats. So it's your duty to find out which style or which referencing format you're going to use. So anything within the text, we call in text. Then at the end of your document, you need to create a list of references you have used throughout the document. So we call it the bibliography. So the bibliography again had to follow some kind of a format given by the organization. So I believe most engineering students, they are using IEEE, but many chemistry using American Chemical Society format, zoology, and they are using some other one. But most humanities, they are using APA style or Chicago, Harvard style. So they have their own preferences based on their discipline. So how to create the bibliography, I'm going to show you later. But let me show you an article, probably gives you an idea what these referencing are. This is again, now you can see in this article, here we have some numbers. So these numbers indicates the reference number 2 to 4 really provide some information relevant to this sentence, right? Because it's after the full stop. So likewise, if you go to the end of this journal article, you will find that bibliography. So this is the bibliography. So the bibliography gives you a list of references used to write this journal article. So understand that the difference. And sometimes most of the students making mistakes when they're writing the thesis, they take an image from another journal or a book. They are using the image as it is on the document in their thesis, in their presentation. But that's wrong because you are using somebody else's drawing on your thesis. So when you are using a drawing on your thesis, remember, you need to say that. So when you're using an image, there are few techniques or few approved way to use it. Now, when you're using, you have to give from where you use it. But when you're writing, you have to write adopted from, right? That's the one we are using in ACS, but adopted from the journal, right? Or the book, adopted from. So whenever we are using adopted from, that indicates you just copy paste, right? You just copy paste. But some, they write to the journal or they write to the author and get approval to use this. So then we write adopted with permission. So remember the difference. Adopted from the journal name, that means you just copy paste, no approval given. So if you publish that kind of a work in your thesis, basically you plagiarized. So because you cannot use as it is. So if your thesis is published in a somewhere, they might even go for legal action for using their image without approval. But if you write to them and get the approval, we'll say adopted with permission. So that's the two main versions. The other version is sometimes we are using an image and we change it. So you use the image, you edit it. So then we write adopted and edited. So remember adopted and edited. So then we write adopted and edited from a journal. So we say adopted and edited. So again, if you have the approval, we say adopted and edited with permission. So again, from discipline to discipline, the way we write can be different, but remember this rule. The best is redraw the diagram. That's what you can do. For the easiness, we are using it one-to-one, but don't do it in your thesis. Don't do it when you publish something somewhere. So don't do that. That's not good for you because if it's found by someone else later, it's not good. It really destroy your credibility. So don't do that. Now, next, why we need to put references. Let's try to understand why we need to have references. So main reason is if you want to convince the reader about any scientific fact or any conclusion made earlier, we are using references. Now, for example, if I say the last year rainfall is 100 millimeters in Colombo district, no one believes me. But if I say the last year rainfall in Colombo is 100 millimeter, based on the report published by Meteorological Department of Sri Lanka, people believes because there's a reference. And in some cases, so first is to validate any scientific fact or any prior conclusions made by someone, or sometimes any scientific concepts according to Bernoulli principle. So again, it's a site. Even though we are not providing a reference, whenever we say Bernoulli theorem, that gives some kind of reference. So these are three reasons. First, three sub reasons. And the other reason, main reason, is in your methodology. Sometimes when you perform any research work, you are using some methods published by some previous people. So let's say we have a method to measure the concrete hardening speed. So if you use your own method, no one believes you. But if you say the concrete hardening of these admixtures were tested using the method published by IESL 2004, people believe. Why? You have used a method published by IESL. So then people have the trust you have used a correct method. So again, that will cut down the amount of things you have to write, because you don't have to write the whole method. You can go with the method published by a certain organization. So that's the other reason why we are using references. So references, first one, to convince the reader about a scientific fact or a conclusion or a concept. That's mainly happened in the introduction. Then in the methodology, when you write a methodology section, priorly used methods, you can really write it down easily when you have the reference for that method. And in the conclusion or the discussion, not the conclusion, discussion, sometimes again, we are using references to make an argument, right? So we're going to say the salt level of Kalin River, uh, based on our research, we have observed increase in the salt level of Kavalini River water. This is mainly due to the less rainfall during the last year. So when you say salt level increased due to the less rainfall, you are making an argument. So you think we believe it? Yes, you have the data. But it's more convincing if you can say, same observation has been made. A group of scientists in India, when they study similar situation in, let's say, Ganga River or some kind of river in India, and the reference. So you are building a case, Sri Lankan context, based on the data you have collected. So when you're making the argument, you are using some data or some conclusion made by some other research groups, which is similar to the context with the reference. So then people start to believe, because same thing happened in India. So probably same thing happened in Sri Lanka. But you have the data, okay, we accept. So that's why we are using references. So references are important in your research. The reason is, in a research work, you have to come up with something new. It can be a new concept, new idea, new innovation, some new data, anything. So this new is really small new thing you're going to add to the scientific community. So scientific community need to accept this new thing you have found. To accept, you need some backing from references. So references is a main thing. So that's the first. The second thing is, before you start your research, you really need to read references. Why? Maybe you already discussed this with some other resource persons or workshops. References always tells you where is the knowledge gap. Because if you haven't go through references before you start your work, probably you might work on something already found. So it's a waste of your time. You will not get your degree because it's their issue. To find out the knowledge gap, you have to read references. So that's the other reason why people read references, and to get up to date in knowledge. So if you keep reading references, if you have reading articles, it's good for your knowledge. You are up to date. So that's why we have these references. Okay. Any questions up to now? So what we're going to do next is, I'm going to show you a really good software that you can use to really find out or manage references. So there are multiple softwares for reference management, but this is a really good one and it's totally free. There are paid ones, which is similar to this one, but Zotero, people believes, even though it's free, it's really good because being a free software, it can really manage everything and it's really help us to manage all these data. So what you can do is, I'll put the link into the uh, the chat box. Take a 1 minute and go to this web page. We'll start the next part when you go to the web page. So we'll go stepwise, and I'm going to show you how to use this software. I'm going to show. Let's go stepwise. Take a 1 minute and go to this. Okay, did you go to the web page? Can you confirm? Did you manage to go to the web page? Okay, so this web page really help you to understand how to use Zotero and how to really use it and get the required resources. Now, in this web page, the first thing is you need to create an account. So this account is free of charge. So I'm going to show you how to create an account. So if you go to login, you can go to register for free account. You click register for free account and you can create your free account. So you can have a username, AB Pereira, and your email address, and you can create a password, right? So after creating the password, you can hit register. Do you want me to go with you how to use the software now, or I'll show you what you can do and share a recorded version later? You can watch and learn. Which one you like? Someone have to tell me. Do you want stepwise we go now? Okay, I'll show you. One says show, right? I'll show. Anyway, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'll share a recorded version later. Then you can really watch and learn how to use the software. And again, there are many recorded versions around. If you Google in the YouTube, it's there. So you can just watch it and learn. But I'm going to show you how to use it stepwise. Then I'm going to share a recorded version. I have a really good recorded version with me. Then you can try it yourself. Okay, so now what we'll do is after creating the account, so why you need a account? Because that gives you your own personal account in Zotero. And remember this, whenever you have this account, all the information are stored in a cloud storage. Stored in a cloud storage. So even you lose your computer, even you not have your computer with you, you can download Zotero or install Zotero to any computer. You can log in. All your references are there. So nothing gonna lose. It's always there. So that's the advantage. Because sometime after 10 years, you want to know what are the references you read for your PhD thesis. Then you can access that. So create an account. After you create account, it really send you or it'll send an email to your email account. You need to verify your email address and the account is activated. When the account is activated, you can log into your account. So before we log into the account, I'm going to show you how to download this software from the Zotero webpage. So you can just type download Zotero, go to the Zotero. So here's the Zotero download page. So again, I'm going to share the download link. Here's the download link. So in the download link, you will see two things. First, you have this Zotero for Windows 7. Even it's a Windows 7, it's work for Windows 11 and everything. But if you have any other OS, let's say you have Mac or you have Linux, Zotero gives Linux, iOS, Mac OS, all the other operating systems covered by Zotero. So don't worry, even you are a non-Windows user, you have the option of using this software. So then you can download this software just clicking here. That's it. So you download it, you can download it into your computer. So it's a 85 MB software. You can just download it to your computer. Now, after downloading that, you have it in your computer. Then you double click and install it. After installing this, you have something like what you are seeing here. You might not see the same interface. The reason is I'm using this Zotero account for some time, but you will see something like this. Now in here, you go to edit settings. In settings, you need to really log into your account, because when you log into this account, then only it connects with your online account. So you need to, first thing is you need to log into this account. Now here I log into my account. That's why you see username MN Kauma. That's my name. So you can unlink account. When I unlink account, it just disappeared. So you have to put the password and log into your account. So I'm again logging into my account. Then it's really allow me to access. Wrong username. I believe I remember my password. Usually, sometimes I forget this. Let me try one more time. So this logging in link my cloud storage of Zotero with my desktop version. So this is my desktop version. Okay. Now you have install it by downloading it. And here's the install version. And this is my desktop version. So I already logged into this desktop version. However, you need to log into the online version as well. Right? The reason is when you read literature online, what really you need to understand is whenever you read anything online, let's say online journal article or anything, just using your browser, you can capture that information. You don't have to really type anything. You can capture that information. To do that, you need to log into your Zotero online. First thing. Second thing, you need to have this connector. Connector means you can install a plugin to your browser. So if you are using Chrome, it gives Chrome connector because I open this in my Chrome web browser. But if I open this in Firefox, Opera, and Microsoft Edge, it gives the correct connector automatically by detecting the browser. You need to install this Chrome connector as well to the web browser. So when you install that, so in Chrome, it say add to Chrome because I already added it. So it asks remove. I will not do that. But if it's not installed, it will ask to add that to your Chrome. So that's what you have to do. Now here you have this connector. So you can see here the Zotero connector, it's there. But it's still not active. The reason is I have to log in online to this web browser. So I'm going to type my username and I'm going to type the password, log into Zotero. So as soon as I logged in, it shows the online version and all the references are giving here. So it's there. So online version and the desktop version should be the same. If not, you can synchronize your two accounts, the online version and the desktop version. So it's synchronized always. So no issue, everything is up to date. As soon as you logged in, this Zotero web plugin gonna be active. Now to show you how it's work, I'm gonna go to Google Scholar. So why I go to Google Scholar, I'm gonna do an online search for some journal articles. So I'm gonna do an article for milk preservation methods. So that's my research topic. My supervisor want to develop a new preservation technique. So he wants me to read some literature related to preservation of milk. Now, I hope you know that in Google Scholar, if you see this blue color link, that indicates the article is available free of charge. You can read it. So let's go to this one. So if I go there, it's downloading. I don't want download. So I want to read it. So I'm going to go to this journal article web page. It's here. Now let's say I want to really save this information to my Zotero because I think this is an important reference. I want to save this information to my Zotero account because I think this is going to be useful for me when I'm writing my introduction in my thesis. So I want to save this into my Zotero account. So now I'm going to show you how to really capture this information to Zotero account. Now, the easiest method is when you install Zotero, one second. So Zotero Web Connect. I need Web Connect. So as soon as you install the Web Connector and log in online, your Zotero add-on in the browser going to be activated. So if you want to save this to Zotero, you can just click Save to Zotero, and you can save the information to your Zotero account. Now, you can just select the folder you want to save. So I have paper 1 and paper 2. That's my work I'm working on currently. I'm writing 2 papers. So I can select paper 1 or I can select paper 2. Then I can save it to the Zotero. Or if I want, I can go to these folders, the full version. I can select a folder. I can hit done. It automatically saves to my Zotero account. So that's the easiest way to save an article. But there are multiple other ways. Let me show you how to save some of these information. Let's say you want to write a new paper, a review article. So what you can do is you can create a folder, review 003. That's my new review article. Or I can have it as a I can have new folder, review 003. So now I have review 003. That's my new article. I want to save information to this review 003. I don't have any article yet saved here. So the easiest way is from the browser, but there are other ways. You can copy paste. This next option is you can copy paste DOI number for a journal article, ISBN number for a book, just to directly save the information to this folder. So let's go to my article. So here's my DOI number of the article. It's here. Copy. I can go directly to Zotero, paste the DOI number, just hit. It'll automatically capture all the information. Let me switch. Let me close this one. So this is that article I want to read. So you can see journal, it's a journal article, title, names of the authors, pages, volume, year published, even abstract, everything is there. If the full article is available, even full article is going to be there. So you can even full article comes here. So that means if you want to read all your articles, you can keep articles even in the Zotero account. You have up to 2 GBs. So you can keep like maybe 100 articles in Zotero cloud storage. So wherever you go, it's there with you. You have to go one by one, just double clicking PDF files to find articles. The other way is, so you know how to feed information using DOI number. The other technique is you can use the PDF file you already download. Remember, I showed you this PDF file. So here's the PDF file. You can just drag and drop the PDF file directly to this folder. So when you do that, it automatically collect all the information. See, it just capture all the information, abstract, all the things are there. So the PDF is there. You can double click and you can read the PDF. Even you can highlight, you can underline, you can anything when you read, if there's anything important, you can highlight it. So everything going to be saved. So it's saved in the Zotero. So even next time when you read, these highlighted sections are there. So this highlight section is there. So that's really easy because you keep documents and everything in a folder, difficult to find, because here you can just type a name or an article, any keywords, you can find the article and everything. So that's the advantage of this software. So this is the other two methods. The easiest method, from the browser, you hit save to Zotero, you select the folder, the review 3 folder is now created. You hit done, all the information is going to be saved. So that's the easiest method. But there are two other techniques. You can use the DOI number or the downloaded PDF file. PDF file drag and drop to the folder, DOI number copy paste. You can also feed information to Zotero. Now you have information fed to Zotero. Let's see how you can write your article using Zotero to make your life easier to cite this information. So here's the journal article. I want to put some reference here. Okay. As soon as you install Zotero into your computer, the Microsoft Office automatically get this information here, or the tab here. So now it's easy to handle, right? It's already, if you go to references, even under references, it's there. But since you are using Zotero, Zotero gives you a tab separately. Now, I was earlier using Mendeley. Mendeley already there, but I'm no longer using Mendeley because Mendeley now is complex and they are not really doing good these days. So Zotero is here, a separate tab. If you want to add any reference here, you add, edit, citation, you click. It will ask what is the style you want to follow. So I'm going to select American Chemical Society style because that's what I like. And that's what I use in my field, chemistry. I'm going to click. So it's asking what reference you want. So I can go to Zotero. I can select the reference from Zotero and I can add it here. So, or I can type, it's milk preservation technique. So when I type milk, here's the reference I added. I click and hit enter. It happens automatically. The reference comes here. Now this is the first reference. So likewise, you can add references easily to any place you like. So let's add another reference here. Add reference. So conducting polymer 1, hit enter. I have the number 2 reference here. So after adding references, you can create the bibliography easily. Just hit add edit bibliography. It automatically add bibliography without any problem. And the advantage is, if you want to change the referencing style. So let's say you want to change the referencing style. So you just, in this document, you want to change it to Harvard method. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to change the referencing style. So I can change the reference style by just edit my reference I have added here by, I can change the referencing style. So let's change it. I can want to go to different referencing style. So it's going to be document preference. I need to change it to, let's say, Harvard style, or let's say APA 7th edition. Okay. So everything going to be updated automatically. So my references are updated, the bibliography as well as all these updated. So that's a one advantage. You can change, even it's 100-page document, you can change it with one click advantage. The other advantage is, if you want to add a reference in the middle of the document, let's say you have 100 references, your supervisor asks you to add a reference after the 4th reference. So then if you do it manually, you have to change everything from the scratch, from the beginning to the end, the manually. So what you need to do is, you need to really change it here. Insert, you can change it. Let's say you want to insert a new reference here. So when you add a new reference here, what's going to happen is all the other things will be updated. Even the 3rd reference is going to be automatically added. So all these things going to be reformatted after doing one click. I am using the Word document. This is the Word document. This is my Word document. This is my Word document. So when you're writing your thesis on the Word document, you can do it. I'm using the Word document. And one more advantage is the Zotero gives even the OpenOffice plugin. For OpenOffice, you need to really, I'm going to show you I think LibreOffice open. I think OpenOffice. OpenOffice Zotero plugin. So OpenOffice, again, if you are OpenOffice user, it gives you the OpenOffice Zotero plugin. Even if you have Office, you can find the Office plugin for Zotero. Right? Usually it's automatically added. If not, you need to go to Zotero and find the word processor plugin in Zotero. You can install it. Unfortunately, Zotero still do not have a plugin for Mac version. They have their own word processor software. For that, they do not have a plugin. So that's the disadvantage of Zotero. But Zotero have OpenOffice plugin and the Microsoft Office plugin. So those two are okay, but for Mac users, OS Zotero works, but the Mac word processor, it's not work. So we have issue with that. So really, that's something I had to tell you. But you can install OpenOffice to your Mac computer and you can use Zotero or without any issue, right? So that's a few more things about Zotero software. Now, you can create any number of folders So these folders, I have a question. Does Zotero remove duplicates automatically when? No. Zotero, if you add 2 times, it happened 2 times. So it never removed duplicates, but you can sort it according to the title. You can remove duplicates. So this is a duplicated entry. I can just remove that, or I can search duplicate items. So sorry, I can search duplicate items and I can remove remove item from the collection. So it removes. I can remove item from the collection. No, it will never remove any duplicate entries because sometimes the same reference can be used for 2 projects. So it has to be there. So it do not remove any duplicates. The only thing is the PDF is stored there and you can keep it. That makes your life easier when you read any article or anything. So that's the advantage. Right. All right. Any more questions before we go to the next topic? There's another topic I need to cover. But if you have any questions, okay. Okay, Mendeley, someone sending a message to me, that person is using Mendeley. Yes, I was using Mendeley previously, but now Mendeley, it's extremely difficult to use because it's not really user friendly anymore. That's one thing. And the other thing is Mendeley do not give many formatting styles. So for example, ACS style is not there in Mendeley. So Zotero have all these referencing styles. So that's the other thing because Mendeley is a paid version and that's the issue. And Mendeley free version, I think, I'm not sure what is the capacity given in the cloud storage, but Mendeley uh, gives little less compared to Zotero. And the other thing is Mendeley is not compatible with most of the other OSs and some of the browsers not really work well with Mendeley. But Zotero work well with the most of the platforms and browsers. But if you are a Mendeley user, fine. That's perfectly fine. I was using Mendeley for till like 2022. Then I shift to Zotero. The reason is Mendeley did a major update. After that, in Word documents, uh, referencing Mendeley gives a separate tab. So previously, it works same as Zotero. You can select it easily and add everything. But then now we have Mendeley site coming as a different tab. You can see here in the Word document, Word, uh, this tab here. Things are not really friendly anymore to me. That may be my preference, but if you are a Mendeley user, that's fine. Basically, I'm using Mendeley for a long time, then I shift to Zotero. A referencing generator at the end of the document. Yes, now in this one, the bibliography is the reference generated at the end of the document. So you have references in text. Then I created the bibliography at the end of the document. So you can see here, here's the bibliography at the end of the document. So I generated it using Zotero. I hope that's the question. If not, please ask again. Have you seen a text citation in abstract? Okay. Abstracts in text citation, it's rare, but in some cases, they ask specifically to in-text citation for abstract unless it's requested in-text citation for abstracts are not really done. I'm saying the pure abstracts, like a single page abstract. But in Sri Lanka, we have these extended abstracts we consider as a kind of a journal paper. So then for extended abstract, you need to add references. However, for the abstract, we really do not need to add what I call references, right? So that's something you have to remember. Okay. In what occasion making index citation in abstract is acceptable? It's acceptable if it's asked. If not, if you add references, it's little odd. But what you can do is uh, you can write in a manner based on an article published by Silva et al. In 2022. It's explained the needs of measuring level of salt in river water. So it's a different way to write. So then you have a citation, but it's not really this number or author year kind of a referencing. It's a different way to get it done, right? So that's one way to get it done. Then can we cite a pending or a provisional patent in a index journal article manuscript? Yes. If the journal is, sorry, if the patent is pending, you can put it as a pending patent. Because let's say US patent, after 6 months, they publish the patent document you filed, but still the patent is pending. So then you have a patent application number. You with the patent application number, patent title, or the patent innovation title, you can just say pending. So you can publish. Use it as a reference in your document. No issue. It doesn't matter whether it's index article, journal article, or a non-index one. Whenever you make a publication, if you are using a non-pending patent, fine, you can cite it, no issue. Then in the research paper is not available. Only available after paying. Can I still add to the? Yes. Now, if the article is not available, let's go to a an article like that. So let's say you will go to an article not available. Let's say Google Scholar. So let's find an article not available, the PDF, right? Um, so milk preservation techniques, article not available. Let's go to recently published article. Probably we can find something now. All right, the first one is an Elsevier, or no, maybe emerald.com, or this one is Elsevier, second one. This article, the PDF is not available, right? You are logged, but still you can add the information. So let me show you what will happen. So here I click. I want to add this article to review 3. Done. Go to Zotero. See, it's here. Unfortunately, the PDF is not available, right? You have Science Direct snapshot. That means you have this first page. Only the first page is there as an attachment, but the PDF is not available. But look at this article, the PDF is available. If the PDF is available, it automatically capture the PDF, but if PDF is not available, it capture the actually the first page of the page of the science, I mean Elsevier web, the journal page. So that's how it's worked. So you can capture the information even the PDF is not available, no issue. You can do that. All right. Any other questions before I go to the next part of our discussion? Okay. So the next part is, let me show you, I want to change this to ACS style again for that. Okay. Now look at these bibliographic entries. Now in this entry, you have authors' names, you have the titles, the title of the article, you have the name of the journal, you have the year of the publication, you have the volume, you have all this information, the page number, etc. Sometimes I have seen in PowerPoint presentations, when you want to put some references, you copy paste this whole entry. It's so long, sometimes it's not really look good. For a PowerPoint, the main purpose of adding reference is to make sure where you got the information, where you got to indicate where you obtain the image, or to indicate where you obtain the information. Now, to find a journal article, you really do not need the name of the article. What you need is author's names, name of the article, sorry, name of the journal, year of publish, volume, and the page number. If you have those information, that's sufficient, right? So rather than copy pasting the whole name of the publication, you can have the name of the authors, name of the journal, name of the year, volume. That information is enough. So in a PowerPoint presentation, don't copy paste the whole thing, right? It's really indicates you don't know how to do it. And in a journal, in a journal publication, the typical way is you need to copy paste. You have to have all this information. That's one thing. And the next thing is, in a PowerPoint presentation, even you take pictures, you really need to indicate that. If you access a web page, or if you access a YouTube video, then again you have to put citation. So web pages and YouTube videos and etc., which can change if the web page is modified, the information can be changed. So when you're using anything can be changed with the time. Journal article do not change. When it's published, publish. It's a fixed set of information. But a web page, a YouTube video can be deleted, or anything can happen. So if you put anything that can change with the time, you need to indicate the date of access. So if you are accessing some information in a web page, you put the web link in bracket access on a certain day. So on that day, that information is there. But after that, maybe they change, maybe they delete. So we don't know. So make sure you put the date access when you put a web link uh, in your thesis. So we have a question. I saw in some book use courtesy. Okay, I'm not sure courtesy is it's okay for literal work. So if you write a story or a fiction kind of literal work, the courtesy can be accepted as a term. If you copy something, you can. But in scientific writing, we don't have we have courtesy, but we are not using courtesy term in scientific writing. In scientific writing, we always use adopted. That's in ACS method. Adopted from, or adopted with permission, adopted and edited, or adopted and redrawn. So something you had to write, but courtesy we are not using in scientific writing. Okay, so this is what you need to understand. In PowerPoint presentations, we don't really write down the full title of the journal article. So remember that. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Any other questions? All right. So then the last part, the most important part. When you read journal articles, you need to note down why that article is important, right? So we typically prepare an Excel sheet while we are reading our literature. So now, for example, you can prepare an Excel sheet. There's a column. This column indicates the title of the article, and you can have author or authors. Then you need to really indicate why this article is important for your work, right? Some article may be important for your work because it's contain some theoretical background for your research. Sometimes it contain a method or a testing method or a experimental method, sampling method for your research, right? Or it may shows the knowledge gap that really show why your research is important. So you need to indicate why this article is important for your research. So why it's important. So this kind of a table you need to prepare. So in some cases, uh, you may indicate some other information. For example, some indicates if you are doing some research, number of sampling technique. So number of sample is used is important, ethical, and some of these things. So you can have any number of columns, but at least title, author, why it's important has to be there. This kind of a table is important when you relook at your literature later day. Rather than reading everything, you can really access the articles directly based on the table. Even in Zotero, you can put a note. Now, let's say this one, when you have the PDF, like I said, you can have a, what do you call this? Uh, you can highlight it, but below that you have notes. So you can put a note here saying, this is important for the method. So you can just put this note. So that note indicates beneath your journal article. So it clearly shows whenever you click the article title, it shows, this article important for the method. This article important for the scientific concept. This article important. For easily you can really find out why this article is important. Otherwise, after maybe 3 months, you don't remember really why this article is important. So that really easy to process the information later day when you start writing your thesis or when you start writing your journal paper. So the older technique is using an Excel sheet, you prepare a table. but it's time consuming. You have to retype all this information. So now what I do is I'm using Zotero and just put a note here why this article is important. Okay, any questions? I have one more thing to show, then basically, yeah, done. So the last thing is I found this online AI-based search tool. There's another search tool proposed by Harvard. Let me try to find that one. Chat GPT literature search tool by Harvard University. Now, these AI-based search tools are easy, but the issue is sometimes uh, not really trustworthy sometimes. But I'm going to show you some of these tools. If you like, you can try. It's your choice. But again, it's not really trustworthy. But the Harvard one, I'm okay with it. The other tool is called Elicit. This Elicit one is again some options are free, but if you purchase the pro version, it's again extremely powerful tool. So I'm going to show you what Elicit can do. So this Elicit allows you to find journals relevant to your literature question. Now let's say I'm going to ask a question, how to why it's important to measure the salt level of river water. So that's my question. So when I put the question, I can make it a research design or a methodology. Let's go for research design. What are the environmental and ecological impact of varying salt level in river water on aquatic ecosystem? So let's go to research system. I'm going to hit search. This one gives you a quick output based on its evaluation. What are the most top 4 journal papers relevant to my research question? And it gives you even a small abstract. It only gives 4 because it's the free version. If it's paid version, it gives top 8, top 10, top 20. And this is the important part. It gives me the title of the journal, the link, and abstract summary. It's again AI generated summary. So rather than reading, you just find out why this paper is important. And you can include another columns, main finding of this research. What is the methodology they have used? Intervention. So why this is important for scientific outcome. So let's click intervention. See, now it's going to add intervention for these research papers. See the intervention. Intervention is not mentioned in the abstract. Sorry, not mentioned in the abstract. Not being intervention not going to work. I'm going to put main finding. You can't do this much because the free version I'm using. So main finding, let's try to find the what are the main. All right. These are the main findings. First article. Secondary salination of river, the main findings are given. So this way, you can easily process so much information and you can find which article is important, which is not really important, which is the most important so much quickly, right? So this is again extremely powerful tool. Give a try, the Elicit one, and Harvard OpenAI ChatGPT. Again, it's a good one. This is mainly for research work. Give a try. Right? It's your choice. Give a try and see how it's really work. So that's the last bit I want to introduce. If you have questions, you can ask until you run out of questions. I'm gonna stay. If you don't have any questions, we're gonna. If the same article is needed to be referenced multiple times in our manuscript, and if there are two authors with similar name when et al. Is used, how to make in text citation, particularly in case APU. All right. Now, even the name is same, it's highly rare they have their full name same, right? So it can be Pereira, but the initial can be different. Now, let's say initials and the name both are same, then the year of publish might be different, right? Let's say year of publish and the first name of the author is same. That's highly unlikely. If that happens, then you have to put a second name after the first name, like then this and that et al, right? So that's what the choice some people do. But again, APS style, I'm not extremely familiar because I'm using ACS style, the numbering system, not author and the publish year method. So numbering system, we don't have that issue. But the APS style, I think I have seen they are using second author's name. For example, AP Pereira and somebody else's name and the publication year. That's what they do. Uh, Otherwise, there's no other choice to really resolve that issue. Right. Again, APS style, I'm not really familiar. I'm not using APS style so often. So I'm using ACS style. So APS style, I believe that's how they sort it out. I might be wrong. Again, I might be wrong. My knowledge on APA is less compared to the main citation styles I'm using. Can you explain how to indicate citation in a presentation? Okay. So let me go to a presentation, PowerPoint. So let's create a blank PowerPoint. Layout blank. So here's your uh, reference. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste. Here's my reference. I don't need the name. I don't need the DOI. This is sufficient. This font size may be a little bigger. I'll go to 14. Bring it here. That's it. So that's my reference. Something wrong here. This has to be bold. Okay, that'll do. So that's how we put just the name of the authors and the name of the journal, year, volume, and the page number. So that's how we put reference for PowerPoints. May I know if there's any experience? Okay, Perplexity, I'm using that also. But that gives you, if you ask something in Google, it gives you an outcome, right? So it lists the outcome. But in Perplexity, it gives you kind of a explanation why this is more important, why this is important, why this, it gives you a summary. But for academic work, I'm not sure whether Perplexity is a good tool, right? When you're selecting an AI tool for academic work, you have to be extremely careful. ChatGPT gives you wrong information. ChatGPT, same question if you ask, uh, explain why this is wrong, it gives an expression. Explain why this is right, it gives another expression. Both cannot be right at the same time. So academic work, when it's selecting an AI tool, be careful. That's my advice. Perplexity is a really good search engine that replaces Google, right? Google is not good for academic work. So Perplexity, I'm not recommending for academic work. But it's a really good search engine for day-to-day work or to find things quickly. It's good. Okay. This recording anyway, IESL recorded this version. I believe they will share the 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 recording with all of you. So all of you going to have a recording of this one. That's one thing. And I have a really small YouTube channel. Some of the informations are there. Even I will share, let's say, is that YouTube channel? Okay, here you go. So let me share with you. So please go to this YouTube channel. Some of these videos are there, so you can just watch it. That we're gonna cover, but the full recording the IESL will share with you. So hopefully that gives you another chance to go through what we discuss, and hopefully you can practice it in your home. And good luck with your writing. So that's the advice I can give to you. All right. Any more questions? Any more question? Anyone want to ask anything? All right. Since there's no other questions, I think I managed to get through all the sections that I really want to cover. And hopefully I gave you two tools, AI-based tool to find literature and really helps you to rank them based on your requirement. So those two tools try. And Zotero is a free software that helps you to manage all these references and other information. Again, remember there are paid versions as well, like Mendeley, and free version is also there in Mendeley. But my choice is Zotero because now Mendeley is not good for me, but if you have personal preference, anything is okay. One disadvantage in Zotero is Zotero not giving the word processing plugin for this Apple-based word processing software. Other than that, OpenOffice is covered. All the major OS versions are covered. Major browsers are covered. So it's really good software. And I managed to explain you how to use references in a correct manner. Hopefully that will minimize issues when you're writing a scientific document. So that's all I got. If you don't have any questions, we are done for the day. And hopefully we'll try to meet with another. I cannot share my contact number, but I'll share you my email address. So that's my email address. If you have anything, feel free to write. I'll reply back to you. Hopefully that help you. If I can help you in any way, I will help. So if you have anything, just write to me. Okay. Okay, so we are done. So that's all for the day. And thank you for staying with me in the late afternoon, this evening.
So,
So thank you
Kauman,
so
can you hear
much.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, right. Thank you so much once again. That if there are any questions, you can ask that the guys that will join today is asked you
Uh, Hi, so there's a
because
kind of
it's
a question. Is it okay? Shall I continue? So I have a little
Yes.
question to clear. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please ask.
Basically, so this is the question. So now, so you know that when considering calculations, generally, when considering a final report, generally calculations we add under the annexure, which is mostly at the end of the report. But sir, there are certain critical calculations are there where those will be based upon the observations or even maybe based upon the simulations that we are doing based on the design mechanism or whatever, because like certain calculations are there, so those are not actually design stage calculations, those are actually based upon the results or the observations of our design. So is it okay if we include that type of calculations into the like main body of the report other than including them under the annexure? So that was a kind of a doubt. I hope the question is clear, sir.
Yeah, question
Yeah.
is clear to me.
Yeah, sir.
Again, there's no right or wrong answer. Now, in
Yeah.
chemistry, if you're including a calculation,
Yeah.
we really don't recommend that because calculations, we believe it's a straightforward thing. But if your calculation is a novel calculation, not reported previously,
Uh-huh.
then we have to include in the text. If it's done previously, you just using it to calculate similar thing. Since it's done previously, we don't need to show it again in your uh, mm,
That body.
discussion or in your
Yeah.
introduction, because introduction, you can say the similar calculations were used to calculate similar parameters in ABC at app. So then it's everything is covered. You don't have to rewrite it again. Uh,
Yeah.
then but if it's a mathematics, let's say you are doing a math related one, then calculation may have to come into your thesis. The reason is it's your discipline, so you have to include that. You are proving a new theorem, or you are showing how to prove a new theorem or something, so then you have to show that in your document.
Oh.
One thing to add here,
Hmm.
sometime you are using a review article as a reference. So this is a mistake most of us do. We are using the review article as our reference, but review article do not create new knowledge. It's a collection of new knowledge. So review article using a original author who created the knowledge. So it's wrong. We are citing the review article. We should cite the original author. Now let's say there's a book explaining about Archimedes' Bernoulli principle. If you cite the book, it's wrong. You have to cite Archimedes' original paper, which he explained about the buoyancy related theorem. So that has to be remembered. If you cite the review article, that's wrong. You have to cite the original author who create, original researcher who create the knowledge. Review article did collecting all the knowledge. So it's wrong, not wrong, but ethically we should give the credit to the original author, not to the review article author. So remember that. Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, done.